Okay, here we are. Personal log entry. First one, day exile, day 2. I've managed to survive long enough to build myself a functioning survival hover tank. As you can see, it's in a hole. I had to bunker down for the night. The storms were getting pretty bad up on the surface. Sent my little personal drone up here just to take a look around, but it seems to have calmed down. And there's nobody around, which is good. How did I get in this mess? Well, I don't know if I'm going to survive long enough for anybody to find these logs, but I think I will. I'm a pilot. I'm a shuttle pilot. Not a great pilot, not fancy, not a great fighter pilot, nothing like that. Don't pilot capital ships. I fly shuttles. I fly support missions. I fly troops, carry transport, carry dignitaries. At least I used to. For the Empire. At least I used to. Now, I'm hiding in a hole. Just trying to survive. I know the Empire is out there hunting me. I'm hoping that my tricks have kicked it off at the trail a little bit. So I figured I'm going to tell you what happened. And I'm going to ask, or I'm going to carry on these logs, and I'm going to see if anybody finds them, follows along. About a week ago, maybe 2, I was working on an outpost. Xerox invasion started. Cap got the orders to move out. Just leave this system, as the command came in. Like all good troops in the Empire, he just was ready to drop everything and move out. I only had a problem with that because I had a squadron of engineers down on the planet, and I wasn't about to leave them behind. I've been a long since advocate of never leaving my troops behind. I dropped them on the planet, and as far as I was concerned, they were my troops. Well, I was transporting the Cap when the order came in. The captain was I was moving him from one ship to the other on the fleet in his fancy new shiny dignitary shuttle that he had just for such occasions. And his plan was, as soon as he got back to his main bridge, ship was moving. Well, I didn't exactly like that idea. So I dropped him off on the ship, and we had a little problem docking, I guess you could say, because somehow his ships went into warp, and I was in that fancy little dignitary shuttle of theirs and on my way down to the surface. Barely had enough fuel and warp fuel, to get out of the system. Got down to the surface, and we rounded up those engineers and the squad that was there to help them, protect them. Hell, we even had to weld a couple extra seats on the shuttle to get out of there. Them boys, they salvaged every bit of fuel off that station that they could before they blew it up, before the Xerox overran us. We scrounged up enough warp fuel to get the heck out of the system. I loaded everybody on that ship, and I left nobody behind. Jumped out of system. I figured, little insubordination maybe, but I wasn't going to get anything major out of it. Well, mutiny, treason, call it what they will. They had 100 different words for it, all boiled down to the same thing. I was to be tried and executed as soon as we got back to main planet. Well, apparently the lieutenant, one of the fellows that I rescued there, his boys, they didn't exactly care for that idea that I was to be tried and executed for rescuing their ass, because they were going to get overrun by Xerix, and there's no way they were going to survive. Somehow they rigged up something on the ship to set off a auto distress signal, and a emergency evacuation was started before the bug was found. But it apparently gave them just long enough for me to somehow miraculously make it from the brig into one of the escape pods with a fresh suit of armor, starter's pistol, basic gear, things I need to get by, enough food for a day or so of survival on this planet. And I found myself crumbing to the earth. This once proud Empire world, crashing in a survival vessel with nothing. I was able to trick the biosensors into making it look like that I was killed by the local flora and fauna on this planet. A bunch of these giant bugs and lizard things got me, as far as anybody knows. There isn't enough left of that to identify as a person. But they weren't no person. It was just my biosensors. So hopefully that'll track the Empire off my back for a little bit. Keep everybody from coming and killing me before I can get out of here. But, yeah. The way it looks now, I'm a traitor to the Empire. I ain't no rebel. I'm just a poor shuttle pilot who don't believe in leaving folks behind. But now you know how I got here. Where the heck here is, I don't know. But I do know this. I can't stay hidden here forever. Now, since I came down last night, I landed on a bit of a storm and ran off into the wilderness here. I was able to forage enough materials to get my starter gear together, build myself this handy little, as you can see, mighty starter vessel. It's something that basic training teaches you how to build. I got it up, I got it running. And I'm thinking now I'm going to work towards getting off this rock. As delightful and warm and inviting as this planet is, I don't really want to be here. So we're going to see what we can do about getting off this place. Of course, getting in a hole is a lot easier than getting out of it. So we might have to do a little bit more drilling and a bit of digging. Wild critters sitting up on the surface here to try and actually take a real chunk out of my hide. Had a couple of close encounters last night, but nothing major. As far as the Empire knows, I died in the crash or in the accident. And I'm hoping to keep it that way. But I'm not going to keep it that way hiding down here. So let's keep on moving and see what we can do. If we can get this whole thing to get out of this hole. Because these survival tanks, they're not meant for combat or rugged terrain or rugged travel or nothing. I'm just looking for is a little bit of resource. Now I did find a couple of small deposits yesterday when I come down. I'm thinking I might go and get myself one of these iron deposits. Should be enough material to get moving anyway. Pick up personal log later. Alright, I've been exploring around the planet a little bit here, and we have finally uncovered a civil hub. They're not entirely friendly with the Empire, or they are being cut off of communications. I'm not sure which, but they didn't attack me on sight. Of course, on this desolate and foreboding planet, anything's possible. I've been avoiding patrols as I explored around here, and I was able to get a little bit of resources from this location here, including a fresh set of armor and a functional multi-tool. It's only a simple one, but it's better than nothing. Now, the good thing about this base or this location is I can utilize restock on supplies, food, air, that sort of thing. But they had very little usable resource. Now I have done is thrown everything I had towards building a small vessel to get off of this planet. I have to lay low and avoid patrols of the Empire for the time being. I can't bunker down here because there's too much of a probability that I will be found. But I have to. I have to consider seriously about bunkering down very quickly. The good thing is I can't see too many people exploring too much on this world, on this place, searching for me. The Empire has more important things to do, rebels to fight. Can't just hunt down one treasonous, order disobeying shuttle pilot. So I'm going to find a place to bunker in for the night, get away from these guys just in case I have a chance that somebody might decide to track me here. And I'll pick it up on my next log entry. This is Inverted Cow. Over and out.